Appears we are live. Check, check, microphone check. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. We already had a little lamb and she was white as snow.
Check, check, microphone check. Testing.
So I'm going to turn that down there. So give me a second there, guys. I need to share this link with a couple of people on Twitch, so people know. There's one person. And we're also going to give my game Steam the head up as well. Right to you. Okay then, so how the hell is everybody? Hope everybody is doing safe and well. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. So yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of a quick impromptu stream, my friends. We're going to be taking a look at a couple of mods. Something that I've been kind of working on the sidelines, as it were. And we're going to take a look at it. So we'll take you through it, I guess. So basically, Hispano modding. Now this was released for FS19 at the very end of the the life of Farming Simulator. I believe the mod came out the week of the release of Farming Simulator 22, so it was kind of lost in the kind of excitement for 22. But anyways, he's brought it out for FS22 now. And basically, what he has here, my friends, he has Giants don't have the license for Midwest Durus, right, or Midwest Fabrications. Midwest Fabrications is a Australian company. They manufacture headers for harvesters. And they are, my friends, the biggest headers on the planet. So in the real world, the Midwest Durus is a 60-foot header, which is roughly 18.25 meters. So, and the actual real world weight of the Midwest Durus header is actually 5.2 tons, whereas the Lizard mod that was uploaded to the official mod hub was actually 5.4 tons. So, Hispano modding got the weight slightly heavier than the real world specifications, as it were. So, what we're looking at here is we have the Hispano modding Lizard Durus 60-foot, heavily modified and put back to the kind of the original branding, which would be Midwest Durus or Midwest Fabrications, but it's called the Midwest Durus. So basically, you can actually see here in the shop we have the Midwest Durus logo. So this is an 18.3 meter for the purposes of the shop. Real world, it's 18.25, but for the purposes of the shop, it has to be either 18.2 or 18.3. So we went with 18.3. 5.2 tons, 6 mph. Does your kind of box standard crops. There's nothing unusual compared to other headers. So this is a very, very heavily modified version of the Lizard Durus, and we now have the Midwest Durus. Right, so that's the original kind of branding. So on the side of the mod there, my friends, you can actually see that the Midwest logo is on it. So we have new configurations that are, not available on the, the in-game mod hub version. We have brand options. So this is kind of a preliminary kind of version of this mod. It's not done. It's not ready. There's a lot more to do to it. This is kind of a preview of it, just to kind of get an idea of where we're going with it, and kind of we have to share some of the thoughts and ideas of what I'd like to do with it. So basically, you have brand options. You have brand, you have Midwest, you have Fent, and then you have class, right? So essentially, the logos on the side of the header will change to the various brand options. So there's your Fent logo, and we have a class logo. So that's actually a it's a modified version of, so basically the in-game header, the Convio Flex. So this one here, right? So you can actually see it there. Look, it says class Convio 1380, which is 13.8 meters. So basically, I did a bit of jiggery pokery and kind of Mr. Tony Miff, how are you, sir? How are things? Hope you're doing well, sir. I did a bit of jiggery pokery on the old logos here in Paint.net and in Blender or Giants Editor, whatever the hell they call it. And basically, I've swapped some of the lettering around, so it says 1830 now instead of 1380. So that's kind of how I did that. So yeah, we have the three. We have Midwest, we have Fent, and we have Class. Now, if the mod becomes successful in terms of the way I want it to be, I will eventually add John Deere, Massey Ferguson, and Case colors and branding as well. But for right now, it's kind of the way that I initially wanted. This is more of a kind of a private thing than anything else. If my games team decided to put this out as a mod, then we'd have more brand options than the initial three. So you have with or without guides. This is nothing unusual. This is in the official modded version. I've reduced the price to 500. I thought the original price of 1,000 was a little bit expensive. The coupler configuration again. So these have been kind of reduced to Fenton class. So once the kind of if there was a kind of a My Game Steam version of the mod, we would have coupler configurations for Class, Fent, Midwest, Durus, Case, and Massey Ferguson. All right. So that's the way we do it. So main color, in order to make this easy for people, we only have kind of the colors that are kind of the way we want it. Oh, no. Shite. What the hell did I do there? So these are pre-configured, right? So you have the main color, you have Midwest, you have Fent, and then you have Class. So what you do is you click on Class. So that's your main body color there. Then you go into your design color. So you have Fent, and then you have Class. So once again, there's your kind of your class colors, kind of matching the the class Convio, the kind of color scheme of that. Another design color here. So these are the rim configurations here. Okay. So those are your rims. Okay. So we're getting closer. The design color then, this is an important one. So this will actually change the color of the that piece there. All right. Once again, to kind of match the real world class headers, So we're trying to get the material types to to look the same as an official class header would in the real world. So that's kind of it at the moment. There will probably need to be at least 2 more material or color options added before it's kind of all said and done. Now, what the hell have I done? Did I already? I did. I'm an idiot. So anyways, here's your header. So there you go. So this is the kind of, so I would be calling this kind of the class Durus 60 foot. You know what I mean? That's how I would kind of be titling it. But there is so there's a few material types that aren't set properly yet, and I'll show you. So here's the kind of the in-game header. Now watch this. So I want you to pay attention to some of the colorings. Look. So look at this arm here. See this arm here that holds the see this piece here. Look. See that piece here. All right. That's obviously green. On this particular mod here, it's red. You can see the arm here. Look. So along here. So basically that will require another kind of material or color type change for that to kind of to match the the real world kind of header and stuff like that, kind of to match this. As you can see here, we have the this circular piece is red and these are black, so we have that correct on this. So we've got that, look, the red and the black. I managed to Tony, I managed to change the color type of this piece in here. See the belt, see that's kind of a matte black. So I wanted to match it to the kind of the real world thing, which would be there, as you can see. Okay. So yeah, we're I'm trying to get all the various material types to kind of match up and everything. To kind of copy this the color scheme of the the real world header. Now another thing that I would eventually look at as well is these PTOs. See these PTOs? Look at that. Look. See all those PTOs. Now the real world Midwest Durus header does have PTOs. It doesn't on this one, as you can see. Look. So the good thing about this particular mod here is that it's highly customizable in terms of Blender and i3D. Basically, all of the parts are kind of separate, So, if you were to import this model into Blender, you could add PTOs to this thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the direction I would be going. Is that I would be adding PTOs along this section here at the back. To try and match that, because the real world Midwest Durus headers actually have PTOs on the the real world header stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going with that. As I said, we have a you can configure a Fent version as well, or you can configure a Midwest Durus version. So you can go with the Fent, and basically Fent. So if you want to set the color types, you basically copy this, Fent, 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 Fent. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how you do that. So, the shop options tell you, what exactly to set the material types to kind of get your Fent header. So this is very accurate to the, the real world, the real world Fent headers, the kind of the color scheme and stuff like that. So, and then you'll have the Midwest Durus version as well, which is slightly different. So we have this here. We have a field. So she's 5.2 tons, 18.3 meters, absolute beast. Clearly I'm a terrible driver, but that's nothing new. So yeah, the Farmer Min, how are you, sir? How are things? Thank you, Judy, my friend. Appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of harvesting. So if we can get the kind of the enough color options into the shop, basically anybody will be able to kind of preset the headers the way they want it. The material types, the base material, design material, rim option, that type of thing. So you'll be able to preset everything to kind of match the real world kind of class headers. Yes, thank you, Tony. Input that is a real thing, Tony. Input lag is a real thing. But so yeah. Now, one of the things I'm kind of considering as well, if we can't get enough material type colors to go in the shop options. Another option is what we could do is we could preset the material types in the i3D, right? And what that would mean then is you would basically have 3 separate headers instead of 1. Right? So you'd have 3 i3D files. You'd have a class header, you'd have a Fent header, you'd have a Midwest Durus header, and the colors would be already pre-configured and preset. So you'd have a, like in the shop, you'd have a Midwest Durus 60 foot, Fent Durus 60 foot, class Durus 60 foot, and they'd be 3 individual mods, and you purchase them, and the colors would be already kind of preset. I should have access to the contract numbers. My frame rate is kind of struggling here. So yeah, we're on a contract there. So yeah, I really like this header. It's something I like from Farming Simulator 19. There is actually a couple of dodgy mods out there for the Midwest Durus headers. But yeah, it's looking looking a hell of a lot closer now to kind of the way I want it. So another thing in the real world, my friends, they have another option. They have rear lights here at the back, right? And basically they angle down to the ground. So basically, see this area back here? you know, behind the wheels. You know, it illuminates this area at night time. So I'm going to probably add another kind of a light option to the rear of the header here. And see the two front lights as well. So they're going to be shop options as well, because in the real world these two front lights are shop options. You know what I mean? You don't get them standard, they're actually options in the real world. So we're going to let that guy go there. So there was another thing that kind of came out on the old dodgy websites that I kind of liked as well. So this is the Amazon Pantera. So this is a Farming Simulator 19 mod. No errors in the log in this thing. The guy did a very good job in this. He added a hell of a lot of color options on this thing, as you can see. You know, so I'll give the guy kudos. You know, he's done a really, really good job of it. You know, so basically this is a Giants mod from Farming Simulator 19, and it's obviously been imported to 22. And you know, he's added a lot of color options. He's added design options. For example, you've got like 8 beacon light beacon configurations. Look, so these are all the in-game kind of beacons. Right, all these ones here. So that one there, I'm not sure if that's an LED. Basically, you can change up every kind of bloody kind of color option on this thing. So that's kind of the main body. The roof, you can change that up as well. The tank, you can change whatever the hell you want. Let's go with pink. And then the rim color, I guess. You could go with that. Substructure. So you can kind of see there, look. So, you know, he's put a lot of color options on this thing. You know, he didn't really have to do that, you know. He could have just left it the way kind of, you know, the standard colors. But no, he went above and beyond. So he's added the license plates to the front and the rear. He's also added an illuminated license plate, which means that it lights up at nighttime. And what else did he do? He said he fixed something from FS19, something with the beam arms, or the I believe one of the arms on the original mod was kind of dodgy, kind of it was down a little bit further than me, you know, kind of drooped down or something like that. But yeah, it's the Amazon Pantera. So, you know, we don't have many self-propelled fertilizer spreaders, you know, very few. I think we've only got 2 of them. And so you can see he's got all proper sounds with this thing as well, you know. So he's got you know, whatever the default sound scheme for these kind of vehicles, he has, you know, the sound scheme kind of set up. He's done a really, really good job with this thing, I have to say. You know, I think this was a mod from FS17 originally, as far as I'm aware. You know, everything kind of works in it, mostly. The pedals don't work, but I'm positive that's the way it was from 17. You know, the seat is animated. You know, it's seat suspension, whatever the hell they call it. Yeah, he's done a really good job with this one. It needs to go faster at 31 mph. Or you're talking about the working speed? 9 mph. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I would assume that, you know, these are real world specifications. You know. 9 mph, this is, what is this, 15, and that's 15 as well, so it's quite slow compared to the others, but it's not bad at all. Like, there's no errors in the log or anything. What is there? Ooh. Oh. So I'm gonna have to change that in the Midwest doors. Obviously, I forgot to disable a section of the XML. That's why that warning is coming up. So yeah, I was messing around with another kind of material configuration. So it's showing the given material syntax not found in material configuration. So I've forgotten to disable that before I started streaming, but that's just something I added in myself, just kind of testing different material colors, you know, turning them on and off. Yeah, I like this mod. You know, it's something. I'm positive that Giants will probably release this themselves, or if not, someone else will. You know what I mean? It'll be on the official mod. I wouldn't be surprised that this particular mod here is a kind of an early preview of the official Giants mod version. Wouldn't surprise me if it is. You know, guys do tend to release their mods on the old quote-unquote dodgy websites. You know, if you have over 1,000 mods in testing, it could take quite a long time for your mod to get published. You know, so people are kind of putting it out there early on the old dodgy websites so people can test them out and stuff. Yeah, that's one to look out for. So there is another version of this out there. I would definitely go with the. So this was like a couple of days ago or something it came out. So if you're searching for this on the dodgy websites, get the latest version. Don't get the older version because that one is broken. This is the My Games Team mod from FS19. Still kind of working on that on the background, you know. So that's that one there. Oh, we're finished. Look at that. Look. There we go. So yeah, that's the this is the Midwest Durus header, 18.3 meters, absolute beast of a thing. It's very high quality, you know. I'm not a huge fan of the decals he has on it originally. So these are kind of some of the original decals, you know. I've kind of modified them slightly, but you know, a lot of the decaling is the original decals that Hispano Modding put out. But I'm going to change all of these. I've already been working on some like 4K quality decals and 4K quality brands. So you know the logos here on the side. I've got the Midwest Durus brand in like high resolution. You know, so the actual, you know, the brand logo up there, Midwest Fabrication, I've got that in super high quality. So basically, you know, I'm going to get all the logos redone from scratch. They're going to be like super high quality, you know. So once again, these front lights here are going to be shop option, you know, I don't know, $100, something like that. There's going to be shop option for rear work lights. They're going to be around, I don't know, here somewhere, here, and they'll, you know, the light will go downwards, you know, to kind of illuminate that area, because that's the way it is in the real world. Then we're going to start looking at putting PTOs on this thing on the back, you know. So yeah, it's going to be a while before this thing is done, but I just kind of wanted to quickly show it off, you know, and see kind of a little bit of a progress. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably contact Hispano Modding, and I'll give him a link to the video that I'm doing here and ask him, you know, listen, you know, do you want to do something further with your mod? You know, do you want to take it further than the modded version? Do you want to put multiple brands and multiple, you know, logos and that type of thing? You know, what I've done here. So basically, what I would do is, you know, I would essentially, you know, I'd send him kind of this modded version, and he can, you know, he can take it or use it or not use it, whatever he wants, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to, you know, contact him and get permission to actually, you know, modify this header here, you know, so my games team can kind of put it out as, you know, kind of a modified version. But I will have to get Hispano's modding permission before we can do that, you know. But anyway, right at the moment, this is just a private mod for myself, you know. I can modify this and alter it any way that I like, as long as I don't distribute it, which I'm not doing. I'm just kind of showing it off for my own kind of personal pleasure at the moment, as it were. So yeah, I can show it off, without breaking any rules. But if we were going to put out a My Game Steam mod version, obviously we'll have to get permission from Hispana first. Right, so there you go, my friends. That's kind of a quick look at the Midwest Durus header here. I'm happy enough with the progress so far. Still more to do, but it's coming along. It is coming along, my friends. And yeah, I said if you see that, if you see this Pantera out there on the old dodgy websites, I'd recommend this one. No errors in the log, and she works absolutely fine. So, my friends, we're going to end this stream there. It's a bit of a quick one from me. And we're going to say thank you all very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. And God willing, we shall see you again.